So Captain Carter, I think she will not be a good card.
Trash.
She is just a trash card. Maybe she gets buffed. Maybe her cost drops. This card is just going to be flat out bad.
Trash. Aww. Trash.
I'm going to wait for that buff. Oh, what's that, Second Dinner? You watch my videos and you agreed with me? That's right. All of the haters that were in... Oh boy.
Control that ego. Baldy.
It seems like I got it correct because Second Dinner agreed with me. The card was straight trash.
No, you're trash.
And guess what? Look at this OTA change. They updated the card and now it's a legit card.
She is the, and it starts with a B.
Trash.
No, not trash.
This is what it should have been the entire season. It stinks that it took this long for them to realize what I knew a month ago, or 3 weeks if you want to get specific. Yes, if I could dance, I would do a little dance right now because I nailed it.
Give me a fat beat.
So this card very quickly went from a rejected to a, well, actually I wasn't doing rejected and approved back then. I was doing bad and good, and I was right. This card was bad, but now it is flipped, done a 180, and it is good. At 3 cost, this is what it always should have been. And I am excited to bring you all a deck with this card finally, because I got the season pass. This card is good. This card will be fun for me to use now at 3 cost. At 4, it was just awkward and
trash.
But 3, it is perfect. There's synergies with Moonstone, which they called out in the OTA notes. There's Mystique. There's all kinds of ongoing, but there's also not ongoing. There's buff. And just at a 3 cost, Surfer. This card is just fantastic. If you haven't got the season pass because the card stunk, the card is good now, so it is worth getting. Once I saw the change, it took me 10 minutes to think about it and go, yeah, I'm getting the season pass now. This card's really good and I want to use it now. That's this review of this card, and it changed massively. I already recorded this. This is a re-record because at 4 cost, I would have continued to trash the card. But at 3 cost, it's fantastic. Of course, there are still counters, you know, the ongoing counters. There's Echo, there's Enchantress, and all of that. But it is less of an investment because it is at 3 cost now. So there's time to just play other just strong cards behind her. They don't need to be ongoing cards. You don't need to stack an ongoing lane to really benefit because they're playing a 4/6. You can just flood that lane with other just good power and win it outright. Without Captain Carter, she is actually where she should be at. The 2 power is not a lot, granted. That said, there are ways to increase that and buff that. And when you add in Moonstone at 4/6, that's 6 power. That's fantastic. Mystique, like I said. So there are...
Run, Forrest, run!
I believe I was right. I believe I did my job.
In conclusion, the card is just fantastic, and if you're somebody that gets the season passes based on the card, this is well worth getting. Jumping over to the season pass, you can see the cosmetics right now. I don't think very highly of them.
Trash.
As you play through the season, if you are a free-to-play player, this is what you will get, and if you end up getting the season pass, that is what you will get. Here will be all of the new cards for this season. You have Esme Cuckoo, who headlines the season as the season pass card. The Series 5 cards, Surge, Prodigy, Elixir, and Zorn, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that, are the Series 5 cards. Those, if time permitting, I will have dedicated preview videos for. Esme Cuckoo is a tough card for me to evaluate. It is an interesting card. It kind of sort of reminds me of Frigga, whereas Frigga copies the previous card you played. This one copies a random card from your deck. So that can be powerful, but also it's a random card. So, I mean, unless you've really drained your deck, getting a random card set to 3/4, those take very specific deck building considerations. So my guess is this card probably in general won't be well received, just because you need to be very careful on how you build your deck. Kind of in the same way of Wiccan, how you need very specific deck building considerations. And just in general, a lot of players aren't necessarily willing to put in the time to, I mean, it's a game, I don't blame them, put in the time to really go through that deck building refinement. A lot of the decks may end up being the same because a lot of people may end up net decking whatever is the best deck that pops up. But overall, I still am unsure, even though I went through the deck building exercises, about exactly how good this card is. I would not be shocked whether I say it's good or bad that I'm wrong, because this could go a number of different ways. There's the random element, which is almost always a bad thing. But then if you can hit a great card at 3/4, everybody's mind, I'm sure, goes to Iron Man. That's fantastic at a 3/4. Maybe Mr. Negative type stuff as a fallback. But yeah, it's just difficult for me to kind of process without getting my hands on the card where exactly it can slot into neatly. For the Series 2 deck, I'm kind of throwing her into a zoo-ish type build. If you high roll for the 3/4s, Khazar, Iron Man, Blue Marvel, and Onslaught are fantastic. Mr. Sinister just kind of becomes a brood-ish type card. Mr. Fantastic just gets +3 power. You really don't want to hit your other lower cost cards with Esme Cuckoo, so it's kind of a gamble. If you're in lower series, I really am hard pressed to see how Esme Cuckoo would really help out you all. For the Series 3, I really tried hard not to stuff her into Surfer, but that was just where ultimately I had to sit with it. There is also Patriot. So I went with Patriot Surfer specifically because if you hit a Mr. Sinister or Brood, that's nice. A Mystique is nice. Wasp is nice because you have Mobius and Mobius, which is Series 3. So if you hit one of your lower cost cards, and let's say a Wasp or a Mr. Sinister, their cost won't increase, but they will still keep that bonus power. And just as an aside, Luke Cage can work with that as well if you don't want their power reduced to 4, if you go that way with deck building. And same kind of top end with Iron Man and Onslaught because that can pair nicely with a Patriot or Mystique. For the No Limits version, I've decided to throw her into an ongoing type deck. I don't know if there's too much to say here. We have paired her with Frigga to potentially copy that card, an anti-venom card. Iron Man and Spectrum are almost all the cards in this deck are good hits. Quinjet is worth shouting out because Esme Cuckoo creates a copy. Quinjet will now discount that card to 2 cost, which is nice. Ravonna is some cost reduction as well for Goliath, Mystique, and Iron Man. And this is a potential high-performing deck that I see. So is Nerd Dynamite getting the season pass? And Esme Cuckoo, I will be not getting? Boy, I am on the fence with this. I am still super undecided. I'm going to make an official decision right before that weekend, see how the week progresses, because again, I could see this turning out to be like how I evaluated Frigga, where I'm just missing something, and then I see other people using it and it clicks, and then I can get it. So I have time, I have the full month, honestly, but right now, she is rejected because I will not be rushing out to get her on day 1. And I'll see how things play out. But right now, I just am very doubtful that this card is going to be great. And I would rather just play other decks that are a little bit more simpler to play. The other thing I keep forgetting to mention, this is a 3 cost card. So at 3 cost, now on turn 4, I guess I have to play that card, or turn 5 or 6. So it's just a tad awkward. I would love to see her at 2 cost card. So this is giving me memories of Joaquin Torres Falcon, where when he was 3 cost, it was just very awkward. But at 2 cost, it's just infinitely better. And you see Joaquin Torres Falcon did not take over the meta when he got reduced to 2 cost. I don't think Esme Cuckoo would take over the meta aside from being just popular and easily accessible by getting the season pass. But I don't think she would be super overpowered at 2 cost, and maybe you reduce the power as well that she gives and has her base power. But at 3 cost, I just am super doubtful of the card. So right now she's rejected, and I will wait and see for a final verdict. So thank you to all the members, and thank you to everybody that watches this long. I really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts. Am I right or wrong? I kind of wavered this month, but let me know anyway. And until next time.